To open it up. So today's class is yoga for stress reduction. And sometimes, I stay in that real passive place because regulating our nervous systems most of the time means to dial it back. But really, regulating the nervous system is having the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system portions of the autonomic nervous system in balance. So today's class I have nicknamed Be Ready for Opportunity When It Arises. So let's start here. Everybody rub your hands together. And then make your way to just a comfortable place. And then place the warmth of your hands over your eyes. And simply begin sensing, right? So that's what the brain does. It uses the senses, the eyes, the ears, the touch, the sound. Those are communicated through the hypothalamus, our watchtower. Okay, let's do that again. Keep rubbing your hands together until you can sense the heat in your hands. And then once again, transfer that heat to your eyes. And then start to tune in to maybe the colors or the patterns that you see. Just breathe into it softly. Okay, let's repeat that a couple more times. Greeting the sensation, letting the brain notice everything about your hands. Right, simply begin noticing. Where do you hold the tension? Okay, last one. So this time when we come through it, allow yourself to breathe lightly. So the smell sense is not directly wired up to the hypothalamus. It has that olfactory bulb, and that one gives messages directly to our amygdala. So let the breath coming in, or if you were going to smell something lightly, be soft and easy as we begin communicating with our nervous system. Okay, let's release the hands down onto the legs and drop right into the neck. So from a tall place, wherever you are, let's drop the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Okay, let's add the eyes softly towards the floor. And stay in the noticing, right? So this place of being prepared is present moment experience. So when we're in a stress loop, we're likely in the past or in the future. So simply be here now with the sensation that is happening in your body. Breathe softly and notice. Okay, let's let the crown of the head come up, and then when you're ready, drop the other ear over. Notice everything you can, and then eyes will drift towards the floor. So is this side more opening or less opening or the same? All right, so it's in that awareness that gives a little bit of spaciousness. Right? When you look at what is now, right, there's an opportunity to make a decision. Okay, nice and easy. Come to the top. And then let's begin drawing a smile line. So drop the chin down towards your collarbones. And then in your breath time, simply roll your ear to one shoulder. And when you feel that grace of the movement arise and you're ready to move to the other side, okay, encourage yourself to breathe here. These are little tiny bones in the neck. All right, so this is a pretty good place to notice. Do you push through? Can you be at ease and harmony as you simply go through the rotation of the neck from side to side? Okay, friends, continue on, and I am going to join you on the mat. Welcome to class. Okay. Let's bring the head back up into neutral and then place your hands on the lower part of the rib cage. We're going to begin working in that diaphragmatic breathing to tone on the vagus nerve consciously. Okay, why? Because when we're in regulation, we can be present. So here we go. Inhale, flare the lower ribs, let the breath soften into the body. And then slowly begin exhaling, corseting in through your abdominals, your lower ribs, lower belly. Finish your exhale. And when you're ready for an inhale, soften into it and feel the spaciousness of your breath. Maybe slow the exhale down, go all the way to the end, feel the sensation of the pelvic floor lifting, belly toning in, and then soften in. Just a few rounds of this diaphragmatic breathing, consciously paying attention. So the habits of the disconnection or the stress response is usually there's two categories, right? There's this place where we are in a reactive state, right? Reacting to whatever the situation is. And the other place is staying in that mind space where we think and ruminate about something. So let's begin this process of yoga of connecting the lower chakras, this place of reacting and fear, into that higher chakra place, leading to connection and clarity. Okay, let's release the breathing pattern and have a little smile line with your shoulders now, where one shoulder comes up and lowers down, and then the other one. Just imagine what that smile line could look like in your body with your shoulders. Paying attention. So the shoulders are a place where we hang on, the shoulders and neck. So give yourself permission to soften even more into this place. Okay, and now let's continue connecting it. Let's take the right arm, lean over to the right, take the left arm, slide it behind your back, And then walk yourself out comfortably to a side bend and then turn the nose down towards the floor. So now we are opening up through the right side, the left side neck, left side chest, left side waist. Okay. Consciously breathe to that space in the body. Adding that diaphragmatic press up and in with the exhale. Softly in, softly out. So the breath is another place where we can begin regulating our nervous systems. If we practice breathing with ease, the heart rate regulates, the respiration regulates. When we are, say, mouth breathing or breathing rapidly, that increases the heart rate, increases the stress response in the body. Okay, nice and easy. Let's release up. Let's make our way to the other side. Okay, stay in your body. Where's the sensation? Opening up through that right side neck, shoulder, side waist. And if your mind has a tendency to drift away, that's okay. Offer yourself patience and kindness and call yourself back to the breath. Okay, let's release out. And this place of being ready for what arises, to me says, let's prepare all the joints in the body. So let's start here where we are seated, knees are bent, lean back, lift up the right leg, and simply point and flex the foot. Okay, nice and easy. Then roll the ankle, maybe spread the toes a little bit. Okay, let's place that foot down and drop right into the other side. Lean back, lift the foot up, point and flex. Okay, so where you're using your hands to support your body, so the upper back muscles or upper trapezius muscles are lengthening at the same time that they're working. Little circle. Okay, now let's get into the spine and the belly. Drop the heels down comfortably wide, so maybe knees hip width apart. Draw your hands behind you, behind your knees. Curl your chin to your chest and round out paws. Okay, scoot around a little bit until you can feel the connection to your abdominals. All right, and when you're ready and you find your inhale, lift your nose, rock your tailbone back. Lean forward. Slow, easy exhale. Tip the tailbone forward as you round out and curl and start to feel the deep connection to your abdominals. Okay, notice how the pelvis tilts. Notice how the chin moves. Okay, focus on something. Stay in the movement, stay in the sensation. So we're creating a little bit of core strength to connect the lower chakras to the upper chakras. All right, just a little bit of fire in the belly. Okay, if you're practicing the pelvic floor, as you exhale, lift up on the pelvic floor slightly. And as you inhale, soften the pelvic floor as you arch. Okay, let's release that movement. Lower the left leg down and lift up on the right leg only. Interlace the hands so both hands are on this one leg. And once again, let's come into this point and flex. Okay, let's explore it a little bit, where now the knee extends, the toe goes out, and then the knee comes in. So moving in knee extension and flexion. If you'd like to add a little bit of core, you can reach the toe forward, drop your chin towards your chest, and then you'll reverse it. As you inhale, you'll lift up, pull the knee in, and exhale, lengthen out and curl. So moving in a way where you're exploring without overdoing. What's it feel like in your body? And this is preparing your hip joint, your knee joint, your ankle. Think about it, your elbows, your shoulders. Being prepared, being ready for when opportunity arises. Okay. And then let's release that leg down. Take the fingertips behind you, roll your fingertips away from you to open through the chest area. Lift up on the chest, maybe point and flex the feet. And then let's pause for a moment and simply sense maybe the right side hip versus the left side hip. You know, from the inside, do you feel any sensation in the right side? Interoception, allowing our bodies and our brains to perceive the sensation in the body. Okay, let's do the other side. Come on up, grab a hold of the left leg, interlace and lift up. Okay, start in a small place where you're pointing and flexing the foot. And then when you feel ready, extending and flexing the knee. And if that progression feels right for you, adding the abdominals in. And then what do you notice about one side to the other? Okay, let's get ready to lower it down. Lean back, anything comfortable with your hands. Draw your heels in towards your body. And then we're going to have a variation of tabletop where you lift the pelvis up a little bit. Some of you can lift the pelvis up even higher. Okay, notice where you feel it. Soften into your breath. And then once again, let's all join together. The pelvis comes down, press your heels forward, swim your arms forward, reach for your toes. Okay, we're going to come through a little bit of, I'm going to call this a rowing. As we exhale, we're leaning forward. And when you're ready to inhale, bend your elbows and pull back on the rower. Curl your upper body a little bit to to connect to your abdominals. And then when you're ready to exhale, arms reach forward towards your toes. I don't need to touch your toes. Inhale, elbows come back, row it back. Exhale, shift it forward. Okay, make the movement your own. And then let's rest in a forward fold. Okay, lifting gently up on the pelvic floor, soften your face. Maybe even swallow. Okay, make any adjustments so we're not overdoing. You're simply greeting the stretch. Not trying to press or make your body be doing anything. So we're not trying to rid ourselves of anything. We're simply aware of the sensation in the body, practicing not overdoing. Okay, let's take another soft breathing cycle here. Okay, nice and easy. Come on up. Let's make our way directly down onto the belly in crocodile pose, Makrasana, with your elbows bent. Let your head rest down, so anything that's comfortable for you, because we're going to start focusing on the breath. Okay, that diaphragmatic breathing, the floor is a great way to get some feedback there. As you inhale, press the belly into the earth as you're expanding your breath. And then slowly reverse it. Begin toning the abdominals in, pulling the belly up and in, diaphragm up and in, and then squeeze on your leg muscles just a little bit, maybe even pelvic floor. Inhale, soften the legs, soften the belly, soften your breath. Okay, and as you begin exhaling, use your legs, lift the pelvic floor, abdominals, diaphragm. And then make your way through noticing 3 more rounds. Right, the importance of having functional breathing. Right, it's what we do all day long, all night long. And we want our nervous systems to be regulated. Right, creating functional breathing so that when we're ready to act, we can do so in clarity, in confidence. Okay, now let's start to move that breathing sensation into the body with a locus variation. So let the head come down, arms out by your sides. And first round is simply squeezing both legs together, noticing your body, and then relaxing. So again, notice your leg muscles, engage your leg muscles, pull the belly in, and then relax. Okay, let's take a half variation. When you find your next inhale, lift your head, neck, shoulder, arms, right leg only, hold there. Where do you feel it in your body? All right, maybe you sense the pubic bone pressing into the mat. Encourage yourself to breathe lightly. Okay, let's release all this tension down into the earth. If you want to turn your head to a side and rest, let all the tension go in the body. let's get ready for the next round. Come back into neutral. Let's start from the top. Lift the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, the left leg. Okay, stay lifted. Maybe you can start to feel the thumping of the vagus nerve deep in the belly. Encourage yourself to breathe lightly. Okay, this time when we come down, we're going to take rest directly into child's pose. So peel up and back. And put any prop that you need to allow your head to come down onto the earth. So in a comfortable child's pose, let's begin rolling the ear towards the ground. So once again, we're back into the head movement, making your way gently, paying attention as you rotate one ear down. Notice. Stay as long as you'd like on any side. If you have any pain, make the movement smaller so we're not chasing the pain. If you have a place where the volume turns up a little bit, pause and breathe there. Okay, so option to stay and relax here, continue in child's pose, or make your way into a downward facing dog. Okay, so whether pelvis is lifted or lowered, draw your attention back into your breath and allow yourself to soften into your breathing cycle. Okay, friends, let's all join together and make our way towards standing. And once again, when you come to standing, let's come back to that smile line where you imagine one shoulder being a corner and then the other. All right, and simply notice the head moves naturally. Okay, now let's take that movement and focus in the hands where the inhale softens and lifts. And as you exhale, it's like a waterfall. The hands come down like a waterfall. Bend your knees, a little tiny forward fold to start. Inhale, pull the energy up, feel the energy rise. And the same thing on the exhale. Feel the energy descend. Relax your head. Right? Maybe you notice the sensation in your hands from the inside. Okay, now let's find the length in the spine in the forward fold. So make your way into a comfortable fold. Relax your head down. Okay, so wiggle around a little bit with those shoulders as if you were going to do some imaginary smile line here with your shoulders. Just let your brain translate that, moving one shoulder. It's kind of like a swirling movement, right? Allowing gravity to create a little more space in the shoulders. And then pause in the middle and take 2 quiet breaths here. Let's slowly bend the knees, walk the hands up the body, come back up into standing, and this time let the toes go wide in towards a goddess stance. So we're comfortable and steady, legs are wide to begin with, and let's have a few sunflowers where you inhale, come out of your legs and reach. Exhale, bend into your knees, drop the fingertips, maybe even drop the nose. Okay, simply feel your breath and the movement in your body. Okay, let's start to add a side bend. The next time you reach up and over towards the right side and pause in the side bend. Okay, maybe the nose goes down to the floor. Feel the stretch through the midsection and torso. Okay, and then once again, come back into neutral, let the hands drop down and come back through that sunflower again, moving with ease. Maybe the circles are smaller. Right? Maybe you go faster, maybe you go slower. Creating that relationship with movement, begin trusting your body. Okay, let's make our way into the side bend, other side. Okay, what do you notice about this side? Creating some spaciousness in the rib cage. Okay, nice and easy. Release your hands down. Let your knees go out to the side, hands on your hips. So this little series comes from Barbara Brennan, Hands of Light. So basically this is like, Hands of Light was big in the early 80s, actually in New Jersey, in New York. So place your hands on the crest of your hip bones and keep your knees out wide. I'd like you to think about this as a smile line with your hips where we dip down a little bit first and then tip your right hip up towards your right ribs and then dip down and then over to left hip, left ribs. Okay, take that smile line. Remember to add the little dip in the middle so you're grounding down, hip, hip. Okay, friends, there's another level to this. As you're coming through, pull up on the pelvic floor, left side. Release down in the middle. Pull up on the pelvic floor, right side. See if you can feel that little tiny lift. One side of the pelvis. All right, becoming awake and aware of that lowest root lock, side to side. It's a gentle pulsing, pay attention. Okay, now we're going to change the movement to forward and back. So tip your tailbone forward and curl, and then tip your tailbone back and arch. Come through that movement a couple of times. And notice breath simply regulates itself. creating a little bit of movement from the first chakra, from your legs to your pelvis. Adding the contraction of the abdominals and the opening of the abdominals. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, nice and easy release. Let the legs go wide so heels go out. And let's find a forward fold. Make your way there slowly. Okay, we're going to have about 4 or 5 breaths here. So relax into your fold. Where do you feel it in your body? Okay, let's add a little bit of sideways opening. So bend into the left knee and take the left arm over the midline so you're reaching towards the opposite leg. So bending into the left knee, relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Opening through the hamstrings on the right. And opening through that first chakra, all those big muscles of the legs. Right, opening half the side of the back. Okay, nice and easy. Let's release to center. Come back through the middle, come back up. And this time, shorten your stance. So let your stance be short. Toes turn out a little bit. Hands once again on the hip crease. And then again, little smile line. Remember to dip and hip. And as you're coming through this, pull up on the pelvic floor as you come to the side with the hip. Half the pelvic floor. What's really nice about this is the pelvic floor does have 2 sides, and the sides are not necessarily in balance. So this way we are paying attention to one and then the other. All right, simply becoming aware. Okay, now let's move that movement into tipping the tailbone forward and curling. Notice how the pelvis feels now, and then arching back. Let the wave of your breath roll through you. Okay, when you're done sensing, come back up standing, legs go wide, and then once again, let's bend in, forward fold. Okay, take a couple of breaths in the middle. Okay, let's take that half stretch, bending into the right knee, taking the right arm over the midline. Maybe you grabs a hold of the leg and relax into it. Opening through the side waist on the right, hamstring on the left. Just notice how it feels in the body. Okay, whatever we're doing, let's do it with a light touch. Come back into neutral, hands on both of the legs. And this time we're going to roll the chin to the chest and undulate up. So curl up. Feel your spine flexing. Feel your spine lengthening. And at the very end, roll your shoulders back and down. And then let's add that balance. Shift over to the left leg and lift up on the right knee. Okay, go slow. Grab a hold of the leg, point and flex, maybe little circles. Okay, maybe you can interlace the hand behind the knee in balance. Okay, wherever you are, we're going to come into that knee extension and flexion. All right, practicing using the legs. Okay, find yourself in extended. So whether it's down or up higher, breathe into it for a moment. And release it down, press it over the midline. Simply sweep it off the board. Whatever it is, sweep it off the board. Old thoughts, old patterns. Just simply push it away for right now. Okay, let's flow into the other leg. Root down and lift. Okay, think about it as opening joints. And when you're ready, add that knee extension and flexion. And then pause in an extension. Breathe easy. Okay, let's release down step wide. This time, take two arms and pull it across the board. Pull it across the board. Let your hands feel a little bit of resistance as you relax your head. Maybe it's sand, maybe it's rock, maybe it's water. Okay, and as you're going from side to side, feel the leg as you're shifting to your left and the right, being embodied with the movement and your breath. Okay, let's come into standing. A little undulation with your shoulders. And then let's begin releasing the movement and stand tall in your body, in your Tadasana, where your hips are over your ankles, shoulders are over your hips, and your head is in neutral. If you're not sure, place the back of your hand on your head, press your head back, and then release your arm down. Okay, stand ready. Breathe easy. 2 more rounds. Okay, friends, you have made it. Let's take it directly down onto the mat. Let's start wide-legged. Okay. Maybe you sit on a blanket or a pillow. Okay, once again, when you find yourself Seated, point and flex your feet. And then let's simply slow it down. Tip the tailbone back, maybe take the flesh out from underneath the sits bones. And then walk your fingertips slightly forward, so it's a hip hinge. Okay, if you have a tendency to overstretch, I'm going to ask you to engage your pelvic floor a little bit here. Okay, maybe your fingertips come out. Right, being prepared, keep your eyes open so that you don't hit your nose. I've done that before. Okay. Concentrate and breathe. Let's take 7 breaths here. Breathing out into now. Okay. Softly walk the hands in, trusting that we will be prepared and ready to act when we need to. Slide the left hand down the left leg. Okay, so this is what your side bend can look like. Maybe you reach down a little bit further. Maybe you reach your arm over your head, if that's you. Relax your gaze down towards the floor and release any tension from your neck. All right, so we're bringing our head closer to our feet with a side bend. Stay in your body and notice. Okay, nice and easy. Come up slowly. And then before we go to the other side, let's pay attention to all of this left leg and press the left leg into the ground. Express out through your heel. Notice where you feel it. So you're strengthening through your adductors, through your gluteals, your hamstrings, your quadriceps. Notice everything you can about this leg. Okay, nice and easy. Soften this leg now, soften the foot, and let's turn our attention over towards the right leg. Reach your arm down. Okay, make your way into that side bend. Anything that works for you. If your mind has a tendency to drift away, count the next 5 rounds. Okay, and when you've had somewhere around 5 rounds, release back up into the tall place. And then let's keep the attention in this right leg. Press the right leg down. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? Quadriceps, hamstrings, adductors, calf. Okay, keep pressing and feeling the grounding of that right leg. Okay, now release. And then one more time, let's fold to the center. Again, maybe using some props, maybe you use your elbows. Maybe you notice that this round, there's more room. Okay, no forcing. Right, offering yourself patience. Okay, there's about 5 rounds. We're going to continue to use those 5 breathing rounds as we continue on. So come on up. Hands behind the knees. Draw your heels in. And we're going to have one small twist. So when you come on down, bring a blanket or a pillow. Cross the left leg over the right in a number 4. And we're going to take a twist with a prop. So let the top foot move towards the floor and the prop, and then rest into the prop. All right, so maybe you have a pillow or something higher. Give yourself the time to care for yourself. And then relax into it. Okay, let's move this gentle twist to the other side. Release out and up. Okay, props to the other side. There's that number 4. And then top toe looks for the floor. Right, and notice how it feels like to twist, with the twist being concentrated on the outside of the hip. Right, so allowing that tightness in the hip to reflect emotional regulation, creating a little bit of spaciousness through the pelvis. Right, so we're not holding on overly too tight or like a loose cannon. We're just finding an easy place in the pelvis. Okay, friends, getting ready to release out, unstack. Press your lower back into the mat to decompress, and then let's prepare for that last posture of class. So maybe grab a hold of a blanket or a pillow and allow yourself to lengthen all the way out. I'm going to come to seated. All right, so wiggle around as much as you need to. Maybe put a blanket behind your head or pillows behind your knees. Okay, once again, warm your hands and place your hands over your eyes and notice the colors, the patterns. Okay, let's keep that attention internal and allow your arms to rest comfortably somewhere, maybe on your body, maybe beside you. as you begin releasing your body into the earth. And feel the connection of the back body, the back of the head, the shoulders, the pelvis, and the legs. Just let the body begin to grow heavy. Top body melting into back body. Back body melting into the mat. In this place of equilibrium and harmony. Draw your attention towards your feet and your legs, all the way to your tailbone. Allow the color red to paint your legs. This place of right to be here. Relax the legs. And as we begin moving up, allow that color red to turn into the color orange at your pelvis. Warming that second energy center. Honoring your right to feel. And then begin taking that color orange into the upper belly, into the color yellow. The right to act. When the time is right, you will know, you can trust your right to act. And then taking that luminous yellow up further still and seeing it transform into the color green through that heart chakra, through the chest and shoulders and the arms. Just allow your arms to be painted with the color green. This place of compassion and acceptance, the right to love, the right to be loved. Okay, let these colors begin healing you as you move that green into a sapphire blue at your throat. This place of your voice, you have the right to be heard and the right to listen. Discerning clarity, in what you take in and what you send out. And then take that blue color and see it start to transform into purple, indigo, as you move that color towards your mind's eye. The spaciousness and clarity, the right to know. And trust, when you need to know, the answers will arise and you'll be ready and open for the opportunity. And then lastly, take that purple to the top of your head and begin transforming it into that opalescent white shimmering color, and take that color out the top of your head and run close to your body, the right side and the left side, and circle your body from the top of the head down close to your body, your arms and your legs, all the way to the bottom of your feet. This place of connection. Okay, now allow yourself to take a full body breath into this space. You're connecting all of your energy centers in balance. Ready and prepared for the opportunity when it arises. Okay, slowly soften, release into the earth a little bit more, and rest here for a moment. And if you'd like to continue in this place, you can stay here, or you can begin to join me by wiggling your fingers and toes. And I'd like to drop in one line from that Max Ehrmann's Desiderata. Beyond a wholeness discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. Okay, friends, let's get ready to close it up with 3 chants of Om when you're ready. Take that moment to savor. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.